Okay, it's 9:30 a.m. I would like to call this meeting of the Housing Authority of Travis County to order. Can I have a roll call, please?
Yes. Chair Paver,
Present.
Vice Chair Brown,
Present.
Commissioner Roberts,
Present.
Commissioner Getchy,
Present.
and Commissioner Flores.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Okay, on to item 2, consent agenda. A, approval of the minutes from the December 5th, 2024 regular meeting. Do you have a motion to approve the minutes?
I move to approve the minutes. I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, item 3, public forum, citizen communication. Is there anyone here who would like to speak?
No, sir, no one signed up.
Okay. Number 4, action item, resolution number HATC-2025-01 to authorize the creation of a single asset limited liability corporations for the transfer of real property known informally as CRAD, Eastern Oaks, Manortown, Manortown 2, and Carson Creek, providing for membership, to authorize the creation, execution, and filing of all documentation required to create the corporations, to authorize the execution and filing of any necessary documents for the conveyance of real property, to authorize signatories and addressing related matters.
Yes, so this item was sort of vetted through the real estate committee in terms of the benefits of creating LLCs for the individual properties. Charlie, did you want to speak to that? I know Megan was going to possibly get on and provide an overview.
Yeah, Megan is trying to get on. She has told me she's waiting in the lobby, so I'm not sure if she joined the Zoom on the website.
Oh,
or
she's on now. She's on.
Okay.
She just got on.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Megan, how you doing? Good morning.
Good morning. Sorry for being a few minutes late. So would you like just a brief overview of what we've been working with on this as far as
Yes.
the...
Yes, that would be wonderful. Yeah.
Great. So I've been working with staff on questions regarding creating a separate entity for purposes of your assets for CRAD, Manortown 2, and Carson Creek. And we looked at some other housing authorities and housing trust corporations and feel like the LLC is the best format to utilize for this from a legal perspective for helping to reduce some minimal liability, but also from an administrative perspective and operations of the properties. So we are proposing to create company agreements for these properties, which will then transfer the assets to those individual LLCs for each one of those. And those agreements will be between the companies and the housing authority. And then we will go through the process. We've already coordinated with HUD, and we've been working on reviewing the deed of trust documentation for your assets, and we'll work with TDHCA. I think there's only one property that has documentation or deed of trust with them, and ensure that everything is receiving pre-approval. We've already got the process from HUD that we will need to follow in order to complete that transfer for CRAD. And then we'll work with the state and the HA on filing the LLCs and the company agreements, and then finishing out the process to transfer those assets over.
Thanks,
and so
Megan.
today the resident, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, continue, please.
I was just going to say, so today the action being requested is to authorize the creation of those single asset limited liability corporations for which the housing authority will be that sole member, and then also authorizing the creation, execution, and filing of all the documents necessary to create those corporations, and the execution and filing of any necessary documents to convey those real property assets, authorizing the signatories would be the CEO to complete all those transactions and any other related matters.
Okay.
Questions?
I move
Thank
that
you.
we approve resolution number HATC 2025-1. I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Excuse me. Sorry. Okay, moving on to the regular agenda. Item A, election of officers, chair and vice chair.
You want to, Ms. Gotcha, you want to make a report?
Yes, so the governance committee met and has recommendations.
Okay.
The only limiting factor here is that yourself and Commissioner Brown are exempt because of the
Right.
term limits in the bylaws. And so, Wilmer, did you want to report for HATC our recommendations?
Well, you can go ahead.
Okay. We would recommend for HATC, myself as chair and Judy as vice chair.
Okay. And then, do you guys have recommendations on the committee assignments?
We do.
Okay.
I have that pulled up.
So you can do them separately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just as an order process.
Yeah, well,
Either way.
in order for, once she becomes, then she could, the chair makes the
Okay.
recommendation once she's appointed chair of it. So-
Okay, so motion to approve,
I move that we approve Commissioner,
Yeah, the chair and the vice chair.
Yeah.
Commissioner Gotchi
Mhm.
and,
we'll go on and
Commissioner.
make the, you can make the,
you make the motion.
Is everyone just not wanting to say my last name? Is that?
No, no,
Yeah, it's
no,
very
no,
Or just
difficult.
scared of it?
No, go on, go
Okay.
on, you can make the
Go ahead.
motion.
I'll do Laura and the vice chair is gonna be
Commissioner Floyd.
Commissioner.
I think Ms. Brown was just saying the committee's recommendation.
Yeah.
Isn't that what that's what
Yes.
you were?
Yeah, that's
what she-
basically it.
Okay.
Okay,
Do you want to stick with Ms. Brown making the nomination then?
sure.
Okay. And Mr. Roberts is seconding?
Yeah, I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, now you can make the appointments. It'll be as chair.
And we have the following appointments.
Okay.
On Governance, Finance, and Administration Committee, Wilmer Roberts and myself. On Human Resources Committee, Commissioner Paver and Commissioner Roberts. On the Real Estate Committee, Commissioner Flores and Commissioner Brown. As the HATC Foundation Liaison, myself, Commissioner Getchy. And as the HATC 50th Anniversary Planning Committee, Liaison, Commissioner Roberts.
Okay. Can I get a motion to,
So moved to approve the appointments.
I second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Great. Okay, item C on the regular agenda, discussion of Travis County Commissioners Court new commissioner training orientation requirements.
Yes, so if Ms. Getchy and Ms. Flores want to share about their experience, they certainly can, but just to provide an overview, I did provide you all the PowerPoint that was provided to them. The county has created a process now for onboarding for new commissioners. They would like all of you all to comply as well voluntarily. Additionally, there's and there's a link that I sent also where you would upload sort of the documents that are being asked for to, certify that you completed certain trainings. Additionally, the commissioners are asking that twice a year that you all meet with them to provide an update. And so I wanted to, they wanted a 30-day lead time, or ideally to figure out when you would ideally like to meet. They typically meet on Thursday for the work session. So we're probably talking about at the earliest the last Thursday of this month, but ideally maybe in the month of February, or if you all elect to, pushing it back to March. But they wanted me to get some idea from you all of your availability, because they would like to have as many commissioners there as possible. And then we would work on coming up with an agenda, which would be you all's, they're not prescribing a template necessarily for the agenda. That would be coming from you all. So we would just work on that once we've identified a tentative date or two for you all to meet with the commissioners.
Okay, presumably they want an update on what's going on with the agency? I mean,
They're leaving that up to you all in terms of what you want to highlight, but the assumption is that you would probably provide an update since the last time you met, in addition to wanting to highlight certain things that you believe they would be critical,
I think the last time we met, it was to get our recommendations on future board members, wasn't it?
So they came to our meeting, Commissioners Howard and Trevelyan,
Yeah.
to talk about that. But the last time we met with them at the Commissioners Court,
Yeah,
essentially it was a kind of an overview. So they aren't prescribing this because I think we're just kind of feeling our way through what that might look like. But they asked me to sort of help craft, with you all's direction, some sort of rough agenda, and then it would sort of be vetted. But they wanted to get some rough idea of when you all think you would want to meet within the next month or two.
okay,
And again, it's typically a Thursday. That's when the work sessions are, and they're usually at 1:30 certain.
okay, so sometime in February.
That's,
February would be theoretically the earliest, because they said, about 30 days to sort of plan accordingly in terms of the agenda.
Okay,
So,
what's your old schedule?
I mean, I don't know.
Well,
Like,
it looks like-
well, what we can do is, I mean, I can follow up with you all and
Yeah,
when you
okay.
go back and think about it, but, and I'm following Charlie's lead, everything that we discussed, we put on the agenda now. So knowing that you wouldn't be able to make me make the decision right now, I'm letting you know that we want to,
Got it.
sort of vet this. So I will follow up with you all with some, a poll of something of sorts to try to identify a couple key dates.
Okay.
Are there any dates that anybody is out during the month of February on a
No,
Thursday?
I'm here all of February.
On a Thursday?
Yeah.
How long do you think this meeting will last? Is it just we give our presentation and go?
Normally, they don't have much on those days. I mean, it's typically internal type of discussions, so I think then they would probably put you at the beginning of the agenda.
Okay.
So I don't think they would last over
About an
45
hour,
minutes,
hour
maybe
and
an
a half
hour.
at the most.
Yeah, just
I don't
poll
have
us
any
for
conflicts,
February.
you just poll
and
us,
then-
yeah.
Okay, I will do that.
It's
Sounds
basically
good.
the 13th, the 20th, or the 27th.
Yeah, the first week we're all in a meeting, and we don't think we need to tie up anybody
Yeah.
for that date.
Okay, well, we'll just wait.
And you said it would likely be first thing on the agenda, so
Typically, they will put you on, as the first item. That's
There'll
not
be
for
a time
certain, but
certain.
typically they will consider that usually when they make the agenda, to put you first.
and they
They will
said that was
give
at
you a
1
ti-
PM?
1:30 is when they have the work. Typically, it is 1:30.
So somewhere between 1:30 and 3, you should be able to get out.
Okay, thank you.
That's the way it's been in the past, right, Sharon?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to item number 9, executive, is there any reason to go into executive session?
Not that I'm aware of.
I'd like to just point out to the board that we had a citizen of Travis County was in the hospital for over 2 months in a coma, and ultimately went back to his unit, and he said, well, you're 2 or 3 months behind, or whatever it was, and you need to pay up or get out. And we asked Mr. Howard and Christina, right, to look into that, and they were able to get him taken care of as far as moving into one of our units, because he wasn't a part of our unit, as well as to allow him to work with him to get everything paid up, and so he's moving in pretty quickly. Am I right, or is he in?
Well, he's gonna stay where he's at. He doesn't want it because he's in a home.
Okay.
I did assist him in getting assistance to take care of his past due amount, cancel his eviction where he's at, and help with future months to give him a head start, on top of him being on our wait list. So hopefully by the time his lease is up in 2025, his name will be coming up on our wait list. So he's happy where he's at, that they're not gonna evict him for non-payment. So we did able to get him some assistance with that.
Great. Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
Thank you for everything, and she worked really hard on that, and appreciate that.
That's good.
Thank you. Okay, item 7, adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.